It's been a rough weekend. It's only Saturday and it's barely 5 p.m. But today, let me tell you what happened today. It all started last night. Korean barbecue with my bestie and her family. We had a great time. New experiences. I tried to learn how to use chopsticks. Nothing was working out for me, okay? Ended up using a fork, but that food was so good. We all got up and we all left. We went to the bathroom. I went to go take a picture of me, her, and her daughter in the mirror. And I was like, where's my phone? Oh my gosh, can't see my phone. Don't know where it's at. Where is it? Where's my phone? So I went back to our table and it was laying on the ground. I picked it up and I was like, phew, that was a close one. Because I lose my phone at least once every couple of years. Lose it, damage it, have to replace it. As soon as it's paid off, I have to get a brand new phone because I the other one. And it just doesn't work out well for me. After we left the bathroom, we went to Top to Bottom, a Y2K store that is around the corner from the Korean barbecue place that we went to. We were dancing, we were singing, we were moving to the grooving, and then we left. Everything was expensive. I didn't buy anything. So we left, and then we went to Ross. And that was a great time. I was too lazy to try anything on, so I didn't buy anything. They drove me home. I took my dog outside, and I realized that my phone wasn't in my pocket, which it usually is. So I was like, guess I'm just like wandering around out here like in the 90s, okay? That's fine. It's probably in my backpack. And then I went to the bathroom. This is probably TMI. I grabbed my pen, I grabbed a seltzer water, and I was just gonna sit in the bathroom for a couple of minutes. Cause you know how you like doom scroll? And then I was like, and I need my phone. I was half naked at this point too. Cause I was getting ready for bed. I went to my backpack and I was like, where's my phone? And my backpack is really deep. And it's just like an empty sack. It's just like a pit, a black hole. That's what my purse is. It's just a black hole. That black hole did not have my phone in it. I dumped everything out. I had a knee brace in there, a rubber band from physical therapy. I had doggy bags and all of that stuff. But I didn't have my phone. And me being a minimalist, I didn't have any way to contact my friend and tell her that my phone was in her back seat. So I got on the PlayStation, I messaged my brother, and I said, hey, can you message the group chat and ask Brianna if my phone's in her back seat? No reply. So I said, I'm not going to freak out. I can't really do anything right now. And I don't expect them to drive all the way back here just to give me a little box. I allowed my cat to stay outside because if I don't allow him to stay outside, he's meowing and meowing and meowing. And I'd rather get up 15 times than have him destroy my blinds or something. So I allowed him to be outside. I was like, I got home late. I'm fine. I'm not that sleepy. We're all good. When I go to sleep, I like to listen to YouTube videos. Not gonna lie, maybe that's just me. Preferably tarot card readings because I know that it's calm. There's no ads that will like shock me awake. But I didn't have my cell phone because I left it in my friend's car. I grabbed another seltzer water, got into bed with my pralines, depressed as fuck, trying not to freak out and just hoping that my bestie had my phone. To add on to that, if it was in my friend's car, she wouldn't have heard it. I wouldn't have been able to call it because I don't have anything to call it. I don't have an iPad, a backup phone. I don't have anything because all of my other backup phones, they're broken. That's just who I am as a person. And you could sound off in the comments and roast the fuck out of me. That's just who I am as a person. I immediately fell asleep. I was reading my book, and I guess I was so much more tired than I thought I was that I immediately fell asleep. Those were my eyes. Because I was just at least trying to finish the chapter so that when I woke up, I would know where to begin. But I woke up halfway through the night, I'm guessing, and the book was on the ground, and I was like, fuck. Heck, bro. This is not my book. These pages don't need to be like that. So I picked it up off the ground, I closed it, and I put it up on my nightstand. And then I went to sleep. And I woke up, and I kicked my feet around, feeling for my cat. I was like, I left my cat outside. My cat is not an outside cat. He is just allowed to be outside for like 2 hours a day. Half an hour in the morning, hour and a half at night. I got back late. I allowed my cat to stay out for the hour. Didn't think I would fall asleep before then. I woke up wondering why I felt hungover. Probably the pralines, the sugar, messed with me. Overeating, the meat sweats, possibly. Yeah, maybe. My cat wasn't there to wake me up to tell me that he needs to eat. I freaked out. I got dressed. I took my dog outside, fed her, like made her food, walked to the store to get his food because I ran out of dry kibble. Blah, 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 blah. Blah, blah. Blah, blah, blah. Usually, he would just come up. He'd come up to me. All I gotta do is like shake his little food. But I didn't have his dry cat food. So I went to the store, braless, bought him his cat food, walked back home, shook it a little bit. He wasn't showing up. He wasn't there. I was panicking. I needed to find my phone, and I needed to get my cat back. What would you do first? $1,000 phone, $1,000 cat. And sure, did I get my cat for free? Yes. He's neutered. He's microchipped, which I just personally found out that when you microchip your animal, that it's not like a GPS that you personally can see, like a share my location type vibe. And that you have to pay for them to tell you where he is, even though you already paid for them to put the microchip in there. I'm telling you, vets, fuck a vet, bro. Not in a good way either. They're soulless at this point. I digress. Don't ever come for me. That's not my real opinion. After I came home and shook the cat food around, he didn't come. I got on my PlayStation again, and I asked him again. I was like, hey, can you message Brianna? Please ask her if my phone's in her car. He didn't answer. And this is the man who's messaging me at 6 o'clock in the morning for Fortnite to play duos, bro. Couldn't message my brother. Couldn't call anybody. I use my phone for Hop. My money's on my phone. Everything's on my phone. Didn't know how much money was in my bank, was on my actual bank card. Not even gonna lie, I'm just glad that I paid my rent before I actually lost my phone. Because if I wouldn't have got my phone back today, I would have been fucked. Anyways, I used Fortnite. I tried to invite my best friend's husband into a game of Fortnite so I could ask him if he could message her and ask her if my phone was in her car. I tried to invite their daughter into a game chat so to see if her mom has my phone in her car. Nobody answered, so I was like, am I going to her job? Because I'm 90% sure my phone is in her car. I was wearing itty bitty shorts, not really itty bitty, but they had itty bitty pockets. And I'm just guessing it got like my phone slipped out in her car because I put my phone on my lap, and then when I get out of places, it falls to the ground. I do that on the bus a lot. And I just couldn't, I didn't know what to do. So I did what anybody else would do. I took a rip. It took just a second. I said, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to hit this. I got out my big vase, stuffed it with some cabbage, and lit some firecrackers. Just took some deep breaths. Two of them. And then I sat there and I waited. And I said, I trust that I'm going to see my cat again. Because he always comes back. The options were go straight to Brianna's job, go to Brianna's house, and then the third one, cry. So I chose to go to my mom and dad's house. Used their phone to ask Elias to message Brianna and ask her if my phone is in her car. He didn't answer. So I messaged my other brother who has my location, and I asked him if he could locate my phone, tell me exactly where it is. 82nd and Foster. I don't necessarily know my friend's work address. I know she just works over there. She just works there. He says no, it's at a top. It's at a top to bottom. And I was like, great. My phone's not in her car. So I messaged Elias and I told him, it's fine. Thomas already located my phone. It's not Brianna's car. We're all good. He didn't message back. So I used my mom and dad's phone to figure out what route I needed to take. He offered me to take his phone. And I was like, no, I feel bad. I don't need to do all that. And he was like, but you won't know and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, I'm going to take the 73 to the 14. He was like, okay, yeah. That actually makes it easy. That makes sense. And I was like, okay, yeah, cool. 10 out of 10. He said, get off right after the overpass. I was like, yeah, cool, sick. Did that. I needed to know which direction I needed to take the 14 in. One was to Portland and the other one I didn't do enough research to actually know. And so I tried to read a map today. I tried to read one of those TriMet maps. Don't make any fucking sense, dog. It's just a bunch of numbers and lines. And sure, any map is a bunch of numbers and lines. But those TriMet maps, numbers and straight up lines. So, sorry, my bra's digging into me. It's a sports bra. I trusted my gut and the knowledge that I had of TriMet, knowing that this is a max station, this is the end of the line, which is also the beginning of the line. So I just sat and I stayed put, knowing that I was on Foster and I needed to go down to 82nd. I got there. Couple of bus stops away. I almost walked. I was going to start walking. But I was like, no, Shastina, sit, stay, breathe. Everything will be fine. Went to top to bottom. And the entire time I was thinking that my phone was going to be in an aisle somewhere underneath clothes because that store is so packed. I don't even know how the actual people found it, like the employees. I don't know how they found my phone because it's just so packed. It had to been like during a sweep through or something. So I went up. I told them that I lost my phone. She went to go get it, asked me what it looked like, and blah, 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 blah. The thing that worried me the most about not having my phone today was losing my Snapchat streaks. Tell me you're Gen Z without telling me you're Gen Z. I didn't want to lose my Snapchat streaks. I have a 400-day Snapchat streak with my best friend. And the only reason why it's 400 is because I lost my phone a couple years back. I broke it and I didn't have a phone for a full month. I wasn't going to go through that again. I wasn't going to get cheated out of my Snapchat streaks. Was it not going to get cheated out of my Snapchat streaks? I'll tell you what. First thing I did was take a selfie in front of top to bottom. And I said, streaks. Left my phone on 82nd streaks. And I was going to go to Super King Buffet, but decided not to because I'm broke. Let's be honest, I'm broke. And I'm so glad that I didn't take my mom and dad's phone because, girl, no. And instead of reading, I didn't even doom scroll. I forgot what I was doing because I didn't put my earbuds in, so I wasn't watching any videos. I was just on my phone. I was just like touching it, moving things around. I think I was on like Threads or something ridiculous. And then once I realized what I was doing, back to doom scrolling. As soon as I got my phone, I put my phone away and I pulled out a book. Mere blocks away from my house. Missed my bus stop. So I was like, hey, might as well, I don't know how to say this without being restricted. Might as well buy some more. So I went in, tried to pull out money. But the ATM machine at that store, it had no money in it. And the reason why I went in there to pull out money, I have laundry to do. And I need coins for that laundry. And I need money to get them coins. But here we are, coinless, because there was no money in there. So I left, and I just waited at the bus stop. Across the street, my cat still nowhere to be seen. At this time, it's like 1:30. I came in here, and since 1:30, I have left my door open. His food has been outside of my door with a water bowl all day, since 9 o'clock this morning. As I came back in, I looked over to the neighbor who was like chilling in her backyard. Sorry to disturb you, neighbor. But I was like, hey, have you seen my cat? Because he goes over in that direction towards their alleyway. And she was like, oh, no, I'll let you know if I see him. And I was like, oh, cool. Thank you. Sorry to bother you. I don't know if I said that, but I meant it. I didn't mean to bother her. And this is where my paranoia kicks in. Her wife or her girlfriend comes out. And then she starts burying something. She starts gardening. And I'm like, they killed my fucking cat. They thought he was a raccoon. And they shot him with a BB gun. They killed my cat. Where's my cat? That was my first thought. That was my first thought. My second thought is he's terrified of cars. He's terrified of people. I don't understand anybody who would be able to get close enough to him to be able to capture him. So he's not in anybody's house. He is terrified and he's scared. Because he might be a big boy, but he's terrified and he's scared. But I trust my cat, and I trust that he knows where he lives, which he does. He does know where he lives. And he always comes back. But he hadn't. So I played Fortnite with the door wide open, just in case he thought that because the door was closed, it means I wasn't going to open it. And every time I heard like a creak or a meow or a thud, I was like, Kitty, Rambo, Kitty, Kitty. It was never my cat. So at 5 p.m., I got off the game with my brother because I was playing Fortnite the entire time, thinking about like, where's my cat? Sitting here freezing because the door is wide open. That fan back there was going. It's freezing. Where's my cat? It's 5 o'clock. It's his dinner time. Where's my cat? So I went downstairs to the neighbor who had left turkey out for the stray cats that are around. I doubt that they're stray cats because we live in apartment buildings, and I think a lot of these stray cats are people's cats that are outside cats. They get to hang around in gangs and stuff. And I was just wondering if she had saw my cat. Because she does. She pointed out that she had a Ring doorbell. And yes, she does. Are you supposed to ring it? You're probably supposed to ring it. But I knocked on her door. The first time that I actually talked to her. I've been wanting to be friends with her for a really long time. I think she's probably really cool. Her name is... I don't know if she wants me to call out her name in a YouTube video that nobody's probably ever going to see. But she has the same name as my auntie. So I was like, yeah, she's chill as heck. And she likes cats. 10 out of 10. Felt comfortable enough to go and ask her if she's seen him. She was like, well, if I do, I'll let you know. And I said, period, girl. It wasn't good enough for me, personally, because I still don't have my cat. Left the apartment complex that I live in, walked around the corner to go into the next street over, which is where my cat usually hops the fence when I call him back in. So I went down that street and saw a couple of people. Basically the front of the house of the neighbor that was burying something. She was just planting a cactus, and I knew that. She was just planting a cactus. Cacti? She was gardening, and I was paranoid, and I but walked around like their street and talked to this gentleman who was fixing his car. I'm guessing he'd been working on it for a while. Told him that that a stray cat was a stray looking cat. Because I allow him outside by himself, I don't put a collar on him because I heard that it's dangerous and he could get caught on something. And I don't want him to like sit there and, I don't want him to sit there and get hurt, because I want people to know that that's my cat. He knows that he's my cat, and that's good enough for me. After I talked to that gentleman, I left their alleyway, squeaked his toy a few times, called him a little bit, and then I came back to my house. I heard a door open. Like, after the last few squeaks, I was getting ready to cry. I was like... Heard a door open. Heard a door close. And then my cat popped out. And I was like, that's what I thought, boy. You better not sit here and make me cry. My neighbor came outside, the one that I had talked to downstairs. She was like, I just saw your cat. And I was like, yes, girl. I know. Thank you so much. It was great. I called him a stupid bitch. I'm sorry, Rambo. Didn't mean to call you that. Yeah, but he came back inside. Love that for me. He ate like a king. He's probably somewhere sleeping right now. Let's go see if he's still around. Right where he always is. Handsome boy. Right where he always is. Hi. I missed you, buddy. He allowed me to cuddle him a little longer than what he usually does. And I am just glad to see my cat again. And have my phone back. So it was a raw dog adventure with no phone, taking a bus. I've taken that bus, but I've never taken that bus that far. Also, I've never taken the 14. It was a good time. I was stressed out for most of the day. But aren't we all most of the time? So, like, subscribe, tweet me at David Dobrik, and let me know how I can run Jeff his bag. What are you doing next week? Because I'll be here every Tuesday. Share this with my mom, because I know your mom won't like this. Bye.
With a smile on my face, living like there's money to trade, die alone, with food on the plate served up, and it's just for you to be consumed by all the media you could use. Like, lose yourself in this generation.